Okay, so we're gonna talk about the raid. This one is very complicated, and one thing I hate about raids is this only applies to me, is the fact that when they introduce new types of things like this, I didn't really play it much on JP because I couldn't really read what was going on, and it was confusing me a lot, right? I didn't want to put in the time when, well, I wanted to wait until it was in English. So here we are. Now, I would love to make a guide on this and like be like, okay, clear part 6, but free to plays and even whales are not really able to clear part 6. Like if you get lucky, you could probably clear part 6, but even at that, part 5 is just better for most people. Now, most free to plays and just most people in general, even if you're like a dolphin, I would recommend to just stay on part 4. Because you get the most amount of rewards when you have all these extra buffs. So the new raid is basically that you get less rewards here, but you have boss buffs, and this is like going to be for phase 2. And if you have all the buffs, you get 48 extra coins per run. So then if we consider that, let's say part 5 you can't clear with all the buffs active, well then that's going to be a lot, even less coins, right? But if you're able to clear on part 5, please do. It's just in general, most people, even part 4, you're going to get more than enough coins, right? So let's check this shop out. I mentioned it a bit, but then we're going to just do the rest. So we have the universal dupe. Amazing, right? Besides that, they added these new enchantment stones, which I don't think anyone should get because it's probability. And they do not have the percent stats. So like there's no defense percent, no attack percent, no all of that. So please just do not get these. Get the skill materials. You can get some food. I would get the stamina and the gold. It is, I would say, in my opinion, pretty important to get all of that stuff. Because, I mean, just in general, you need the resources. And now with the new event, well, any type of stamina is for sure worth it. There's not many teams you could really use for the higher levels. I mean, I'll offer like some little variations, but I mean, if you're a newer player, I think this one you're gonna have to like stay on part 2 or 3. But even at part 3, like you're able to get a good amount. Like what you're gonna get, like we'll say like 11 plus 32 if you have all the buffs. You're still gonna get like 120 every day on part 3. So I mean, you're gonna be able to get the universal dupe at the very least if you're a newer player. But even like people who've been playing since day 1, I feel like part 4 and 5 is gonna be kind of a struggle. Part 4 should be fine. So let's explain how exactly this works. The buffs, you want to put all of them for the maximum amount of rewards. I would say like if you can't put all the buffs, then go to the one before. This is the most toxic one by far. All the 3 burns is what always gets me killed with Black Asta. So just very, very unfortunate. Now then, I'm going to start with like some team comps that work for part 4. It's actually quite simple, right? So you could use either Julius or Raya in part 4. Now part 4, you could use this team. This team is going to work 100%. I do recommend building your Raya with magic attack, okay? Magic attack Raya is going to work much better for this. And a small recommendation, because this is a boss, putting the boss talent, this one right here doing extra damage to bosses, would be much, much better, okay? So that's the first thing. And you could build off of this, right? Real, a lot of people should have then. If you want to build mono green to be safe, then you put Charlotte, obviously. And then last, Valtos or Radis both work. They both give him buffs, and Raya should be able to kill, right? That's the first thing. Now, you could also use Julius. So basically you would be using Julius and you could have like a double healer thing. So if you are dying a lot, what's her name? Mimosa would be better, okay? Mimosa would be better, and then you could put Rades with Noelle. This slot could be a bit different. It doesn't really matter, but Noelle would work very well. So let me just exit out. Both Julius and Raya are going to work very well for part like 3, 4, right? You would probably need some good stats for 4. Let me know if you guys are struggling even with these teams on 4. Recommendation, if you are going to be using Charlotte, let me refix the teams though, because I did mess them up, right? So if you are going to be using Charlotte, recommendation, build her full HP, because she's not going to be going first either way. So if you build her full HP, she's going to have a lot more HP, and then you're going to be able to get a big barrier if you're running the mono green team. So that's probably like my biggest recommendation at the moment. So just to show, Rill's got speed gear, Charlotte's got speed gear too, as we just saw, and then Radis build him with magic attack. You could just use the defense, and then like Raya should still kill. So that's like the first thing. Now for the second team, especially if you're struggling, I would say Black Asta with Charlotte and then double healers would be best, right? Charmy and Mimosa, like if you can, would be ideal. If you have one healer, you might need to go on lower parts, but having both would be extremely good. Now they're both rerunning soon, so I would recommend for future PvE content, maybe you want to get these two. Would be probably ideal. Now our Asta is very good, right? I'm just gonna say that, but 100k CC, right? I'm saying like Sure, we're very close to beating 6, but we're not able. But 5, I don't really think many people who don't have like built Astas are going to be able. It's very possible that you could use a Raya and then Julius team for the second half with all 6 buffs active, okay? So that's like how I see it. You use Raya and then you could use a Julius type of team comp where you put Noel. So like this is not something that I'm guaranteed works. But if you put Julius with, I'd say Charmy, Charlotte, and then Noel. Where's Noel? Halloween Noel. Could maybe work. Maybe work, okay? So, we're gonna fight part 5, okay? This one is going to be quite difficult, but these are the main teams that you're gonna want to use, the peak of it. Now, by the end of the run of the raid, my goal is to have as many team comps as possible, but they made it hard. So, guys, I keep on saying it. But even part 4, you're going to be able to get pretty much all the rewards. You're going to get 17 plus 48. So you're going to get about, wait, 40, hold on. 48 plus 17 is 65. So you're going to be getting 165 times 3, 100, what, 95 every day? I mean, that seems pretty good if you're doing part 4, 195 every day. You're getting a solid like 1300 of the coins if you're doing it with all the buffs. So yeah, we're gonna do part 5. I needed to throw a guide out there, right? Now this is really it's gonna be tough, right? It really is. But if you guys are still struggling on the lower parts after this video because there's no Black Asta, I'm gonna try to find raid teams for like part 3, etc. But let's just hop into it and see how this goes. So because we're in the higher levels, you know, we're gonna try with Voltos first on video. And then we're going to go to Rhodes if Voltos does not work for the first part. Most of the time, the first section, by the way, just to show Voltos' gear, this is what he's got. Nothing too crazy. Voltos, right, is going to work pretty well if we're able to get that Raya nuke. But the phase 1, like either Julius or Raya teams work, right? So you could put like Julius instead of Raya. You just need to have Julius with Mimosa if you want to make that work, so you can have multiple reses. So this, if it does kill, okay, so we're chilling. So Charlotte gives Raya two buffs, which is a 30% increase of damage right there. Voltos gives another 2 buffs, which is another 30% plus magic attack increase. So he's got 4 buffs on himself. A bit more actually. Okay, so he's got speed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless I'm tripping. He should have 5. And then we put Rill. We put this Incapacitate. 50% extra damage. Plus he got the defense lower, I think, from his skill page. And this should kill. There you go. So part 5, like I'm telling you, the first phase is not bad. Because all of the buffs go to the second phase, okay? So now I'm going to recheck the footage to see what exactly Seraph did. Because my GOAT Seraph spent a bunch of time actually concocting these teams. So thank you to him. So just to show, we do get hit turn 1 and everyone has a bunch of burns. Or actually, no. Yeah, so like you can see the burns are on Asta. And then they got DLT immunity. So, you know, there you go. I'm trying to remember how they got the DLT immunity. Is it because... I'm trying to see, is it... Okay, it's because they put the Breath of Light skill page. So keep that in mind. I'll show that on screen right now. This is the Breath of Light skill page. And because of the fact that they apply 3 burns, right? This one is actually very, very, very good, right? So let me just continue looking at the footage and then we'll continue and see what exactly we should do. So essentially, we just have to sustain. Basically, this guy has this thing where when he uses his ultimate, he's going to get this exhaust, which let me try to find it. Basically, all of his like defenses are lowered by 95%. So that's when we're going to be able to do a lot more damage. That's basically why we have to run a team like this. So we're just going to keep on applying counters with Charlotte. Charlotte did not attack first. And one very annoying thing is that, or I guess it did not apply yet. So let me just redo that run. Alright, so resuming on this one. If your Charlotte is able to attack first, before the buff block is applied, apply the damage reduction with Charlotte, right? Because you want to put the damage reduction from her combo if you're able to, just to be able to tank a bit more at first. I would recommend doing that. So the guy applies the burns, right? But we don't have any DLTs. Love to see it. Now we have a damage lowered, but this is where you're going to apply the damage reduction. Okay, just so everyone tanks a bit more for the next 2 turns before this guy is cringe and applies buff block. Now, if you're not going to be able to get that Charlotte turn, then obviously it's fine. It's not going to be the craziest thing in the world, but you might end up being a bit low, right? So that's the thing. But now you just heal. So we're going to use the ult with Charmy and then the skill 2 here. This is also going to allow Black Asta to have his damage reduction for longer. If you have Mimosa's skill page, it's going to be 2... I don't think she has her skill page. It's going to be 1 turn extension. So you put this on Asta. Will it work? Does it extend? No. Okay, so when there's buff block, you can't extend. Okay, and now we're just kind of like using the skill 1 because buff immunity stops any any buffs from being applied, so there's not really a point to using the skill 2. So we're just going to use this. If we ever don't have buff immunity, then we'll use the skill 2 at that point. That's essentially how it's going to work. And I mean, Charmia 2 dupes at bare minimum is going to be needed for these higher stages so that you get a bunch of heals. And counters go through buff immunity, so just keep that in mind when you're using Charlotte. So now anyone who had DLTs, well, you're able to remove them with this. But we're just going to keep on applying heals so that we're able to stay alive until the ult is filled up. So remember, this is the ult gauge that you see right here. We're not going to use the ult yet for Mimosa because that's going to be a big heal. So there we go. Okay, we took a bunch of damage, but now we're going to start healing again. Now the burn is going to be kind of annoying. It's going to be kind of annoying. But if we get low, we could just kind of heal up. Now, we're going to ult again, put the counter for everyone. Doesn't really do much. Now the problem, it's not an ult, which is good. We're going to have to heal up quite a bit though. Next turn is the ult, so this is looking to be quite scary, right? Okay, so this is gonna go on the... Yeah, okay, so we're gonna apply the ult. We're gonna apply the ult, get everyone... that's unfortunate. Okay, we're gonna get the... Oh, we can res. We can res. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna give everyone a big heal besides Charlotte, because she's... Well, she's still gonna be decent. Now he's about to use his ult. I could apply this because Charlotte doesn't have buff immunity, so it's actually gonna help her, right? It is gonna help her. So, you know, at least there is a use to this. There we go. I mean, at least she got it. There is that. Now, I mean, there's no point in using that for Charlotte, so we're just going to apply this. And he ults, and now we're going to be in anti-magic range, I think. No, we're not. But we're going to be doing a lot of more damage for 5 turns now. You see the exhaust for 5 turns. So now we just have to hope and pray. I probably should have put the counter now that I'm being honest. It's just getting Black Asta now in the anti-magic range. We're going to use the skill 1 for the simple fact that we don't want Asta to heal. Okay, so we just gotta get Asta in anti. That's very unfortunate. Oh, he's anti. Okay, perfect. He's gonna do good damage, right? But he has to get a heal. Perfect. Because if there was no heal, okay, I think we're dead though. Yeah, there we're dead. Okay, so you got the gist. If we got a bit luckier, I think we would have been able to clear it. So I'll show you guys the winning run now. Let me show you that, and then you know we'll be good. But you got a good idea of how exactly you're supposed to do this. You do need double healers. You need RNG, right? This game is very RNG based, especially now with all these buffs and stuff. But most people, if you're running these teams in part 4, you might only even need 1 healer, right? I did it with 1 healer in part 4. But part 3, I mean, you should still get good rewards if you're doing it in part 3. So 32 plus 13, you're getting about like 45 per run, 120 a day. Like even part 3 is good, but like if you're able for part 4, part 5, really good. So let's pull up the winning run for the last part. Okay, so we got the video pulled up. Early on, you could see they just used the ultimates, right? We got Charmy's ult used, Charlotte's combo used, right? So there we go. Now, Asta and Mimosa do keep their ultimates because we want to wait for Mimosa's ultimate. But this run does seem like, you know, now they're low. So I'm going to guess Charmy's going to skill 2 at this point. If he does use the skill 2, I mean, there's not really a point because of the buff immunity. So for that, oh, actually, no, they did not have buff immunity. So, you know, there you go on that. Yeah, skill 1, like the only one who really needs a counterattack is Asta, so it doesn't matter if you use the ult or the skill 1 in general. I guess in a way, saving the ultimate would be good. Now, yeah, so at this point, just healing, trying to stay alive, and the ult is going to be right now. That is incredibly lucky. That is incredibly lucky. Wow. The fact that Charlotte lived that is insane. Okay. So everyone gets the big heal, right? Everyone's going to be able to survive now. And I mean, after his turn that you see right there, the exhaust is going to be applied. And that's how you're going to be able to clear wave 2. So if they have buff immunity, then, you know, unfortunate. But, you know, I guess he just got lazy. And there you go. So the ult's there. Bop, bop, bop. Asta does not have anti-magic yet. So now it's just about getting to the anti-magic phase. Keep on applying the counter with Charlotte, essentially. And then, you know, you would be good. You would be good. So I think this is going to probably be on Asta, I guess. Oh, it's on everyone. Okay. So we're going to just skip a bit ahead. I mean, barely any, but it's fine. So we just got to make sure, like, in this one especially. Okay, there you go. The burns are able to get him in that range. And he had more HP than me in this case. So one hit, and then he gets healed up a bit. Gets put back down. Gets in the counter, like, luckily. And gets bop. There you go. So that's basically how we did it. Okay. So thank you to Seraph. We're just gonna... If we quick play, is it still gonna count all the buffs? I mean, please tell me it will. It will. Okay. So how much do we get from this? Wow. Okay. So we got 20. Oh, you get all the bonuses. Okay, so yeah, no, it's... Even doing it at part 3 or 4, you're gonna be fine. So 64, 100... Like, basically 150. So there you go. I hope this helped you. I'm gonna be trying to make a more formal video, I guess, later on. But this was basically just showing you how exactly we did it for now. I guess we'll just, I'll buy the yield. We do need gold very badly, actually. It's actually insane how much we need gold. It's depressingly, it's just so sad. So yeah, that's part 5. And if you're able to do part 3 or 4, I mean, even part 3 or 4 is going to be more than good enough. Because you get 17, and now that I remember, so it's 6, 18, 42, and then 90. So you're getting basically 300 coins a day almost. Like, hell yeah, man. This raid is so much better. A lot more difficult, but even if you're on part 4. So good luck. I'm going to try to respond to a lot of comments down below if you're missing certain things or not sure on certain builds. Please do let me know, okay? Please do let me know. Hope this helps you guys in the next one. Peace.